Have you ever had one of those weeks where the world just kind of makes sense, where crazy people like you and I seem to be the only ones with a map? Well, that's kind of the week that we've had, and you've been holding a little bit of your shiny stuff, gold, silver, things that you can actually drop on your toe and feel? You should be smiling. We certainly are. For years, the guys in thin-rimmed glasses have told you that gold was a relic. They said it was boring. They said that you should put your life savings into digital coin named after a cartoon dog. Well, we'll look at the charts from this week here in a second, but according to Kitco and Bloomberg data, gold isn't just hitting records, it's dancing. It's up globally and it's up in the States. And it's doing all of this with a smile on its face. It's like the universe is finally sending us a thank you note for paying attention. And silver, oh, my favorite. Let's talk about silver. It's the eccentric cousin of the metals family. This week, silver decided it was done waiting in the lobby. We're seeing a global surge in understanding of this stuff that is frankly beautiful to watch. Though it hasn't necessarily gone up too much this week in value, the understanding of what silver is and can be is something that has been popping into the minds of the masses here recently. The Silver Institute has been pointing to these massive industrial needs for months, and this week, the price action finally seems to have caught up to the reality as it has leveled out a little bit. Doesn't it feel good to hold something of value that doesn't need a login or password to determine its value? It's an amazing feeling. Even our friends, the Wall Street Journal, are forced to join the party. If you open up the money and investing sections, it's like a different world. You do see the usual chaos of what stocks have jumped up and down, like a toddler on a sugar high, but more and more you're seeing articles about metals. It's a steady golden staircase. The Journal has reported that the safe haven of metals buying is in the highest it's been in recent memory. But we know it's more than just safety. It's a form of freedom. It's the joy of knowing that the markets are trying to figure out what the Fed might say in 3 months. And you're already holding the finish line in your hand. It's a little bit funny, isn't it? The more the experts they try to explain why this shouldn't be happening, the higher it goes. It's a comedy of errors on their part, and it's a victory parade on yours, my friend. So just think about the weight of a silver or gold coin in your palm. It's heavy, it's real, and most importantly, it's yours. Why does that feel so much better than seeing numbers on a screen? It's because deep down we all know real things seem to always win in the end. We're seeing a global shift back to reality. From vaults in Singapore to the kitchen tables in Ohio, people are choosing things that last. And honestly, it's about dang time. So tonight, take a look at those prices. Maybe even take out your favorite coin and give it a little polish by rubbing your thumb over it. You've earned this. The world is getting back to the basics. And it turns out the basics might be made of the things you can hold. Why is it that the experts are the last ones to the party? And isn't it wonderful that you are already there waiting for them with the lights on? It's a really nice feeling, folks. It's a really nice feeling. And we have been able to see that reality over the past few months, as you know. But let's go ahead and get into these markets just to give you an idea of what has happened this particular week. Here we are, Dow Jones Industrial, 49500. As you know, we were at an all-time high. It did go over 50,000 not too long ago, but we're not too far off that, 500 points. We're up 48.95 at the close on Friday, or just 0.10%. We see the all-time high just being 4 days ago. There's our little roller coaster, just so you can see kind of where our high was and where we are now. S&P has been all over the place. It looks like an EKG 500 to me. 6836. We have 3.41% gained. Pretty nice there, but it's been very volatile. We have the 27th as our all-time high there. So we are almost a month away from the all-time high. Here's our EKG. NASDAQ has not quite got back to where it needs to. It has been some time. We're sitting at 22546, down 50 points there, 0.22%. And the all-time high, once again, was sitting around Halloween of last year. We've got to get this guy up. I don't know why he's dragging his feet. And by the way, we talked about metals and all of the amazing things they provide. Here's another little indicator of why. Look at this. This is the Forex race that tracks our US dollar against some of our trading partners. Not necessarily great here in the yen as well, but we got some gap before you get to the US dollar. The euro has been trailing up. We do know that all of these basically are fiat, and having gone through the past few years of seeing what that looks like, I don't really know what to take of this other than our dollar's not doing good, which means our metals might be where our wealth is. All right, international time, folks. We're going to start here in the Americas, where we have a tale of two sides of the ticker. Canada, amazing, up 1.67. Good job there. But Brazil and Chile both down. So I'm not sure what exactly caused that, but they are down. Mexico up almost a full percent. So our immediate neighbors are doing decently at this time. Obviously, the U.S. markets are pretty much in line. The growth is not quite as high, but they're both moving in the right direction themselves. All right, Europe, fairly quiet up here, nothing big until we get down here to Italy, negative 1.71. Netherlands up again at 0.59. We have Norway down 0.79. South Africa down 1.33. Spain down 1.25. And the Swiss up a half a percentage point. Then we get to Asia. We know that this week in particular, the tech sector did not fare well, and that might be why basically everybody here in Asia decided to go back into the ocean. So I don't really know exactly if that's the case, but I do know that that was some of the rumblings that I was hearing, is that the tech sector, which we know is very strong in the Asian markets, did not function very strongly this particular week. But how did your metals do this week? How did your gold and your silver do? Well, we do have a winner for the week, but we'll start with silver. Silver ended the week very close to where it started. We sit there at $78.14. Hasn't been a crazy amount of growth, so it's about $2 less than where it started. In fact, it's $2.03 less, and that is negative 2.53%. But it's okay, folks, because if we look at year-to-date, we look at January 1st, we're still up 8%. We're still up $5.86. So that's why we like to look at the macro and the micro. And we are getting closer and closer to Q1. I can imagine that at Q1 we would still be in the positive, though we really don't know. In fact, I have a video coming out on Tuesday that goes into something that I had never considered when it came to the pricing of metals, but it seems that it has about a 10% premium with a lot of the silver that's coming from Central and South America, which is interesting. But we'll get into that in a second. Gold is sitting there for this week in a decent spot. It's still up, but it's not up by much. It's up by $5.40, which is still putting gold over $5,000, $5,060 to be exact, which is fantastic for gold. And that means year to date, it is our clear winner at 16.75% gained, or $725, which is nuts for these handful of weeks. So that's what we have for you today. I hope you have enjoyed this, folks. I like doing this on the weekends when I have the opportunity. So stay bright, stay physical, and enjoy the wins. And until next time, please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.